What's up? Welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax so we can get into this Queen chat. I'm Monique Lovelace. Queens, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
What's up? I'm TK Trinidad.
And let me tell you, happy Black History Month, first of all, again. And today we are going to be talking about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a minute now. And I feel like it's a subject that everybody loves to talk about, especially women. And that is cheating. Yes, today we are going to be talking about cheating. We're going to get into it. Has it happened to you? Have you done it? Like, have you ever been cheated on, or have you ever cheated? In this episode, we added in Josh too, so he can give us a male standpoint of view.
You're damn right you are. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
Where's your picture though, Josh? Like you just gonna be?
I have a torn meniscus. I can barely move my leg right now. I am in bed. Like,
so Josh is the Wizard of Oz. Okay, cool. I was just checking.
Right.
I've been cheated on. My first boyfriend cheated on me, and it was heartbreaking because I was telling somebody this the other day. I didn't have a reference point. Like I thought that because my parents were married, they were married when I was while I was in college. So I didn't know cheating wasn't in, like I didn't witness that. I didn't, see any of that. Some of my uncles had some, suspect things, but cheating wasn't a thing. So when he did it, I was just like heartbroken because it's like I didn't know how to like handle it. And then on top of that too, I think what really got me was the girl was hella ugly. I was like, why can she at least look like Halle Berry? Like I didn't understand.
No.
Like to me, it was like a looks thing. It's like why she's awkward, she's ugly. Like I just didn't get it.
They never upgrade when they cheat, I feel.
Facts.
I guess I don't know. I guess we have to maybe we should put a poll on that. But yeah, it was heartbreaking because it was my first time and I really didn't know how to deal with it. And it took me years, like even though I dated after that, actually I became celibate after that for like 2 years, but it took me years to even get over that because that wasn't a part. Like I thought that stuff was like of books. Like when I moved to LA for the first time, like when I saw palm trees and then I saw the Black Panthers wearing the black guys wearing the bow ties. Like I thought that was all like, it's real. Like I thought that was all in the movie. So when you see that on television and then now it's happening to me and I didn't know anybody else it happened to, it was heartbreaking. It took me years to figure it out and to get over it. And even to this day, it's still kind of like a part of me because like I was just that was my first boyfriend, my first love. Like we moved in together within 3 months. Like it was a whole situation. So yeah, but now, now I don't hope it happens. However, I'm of two mindsets. My thing is the most disrespectful thing you can do is if we're building and then you go and like cheat and we're both still broke. Like that's just disrespectful. Like I feel like if you're gonna do that, then we've already hit the mountaintop. Like you might get bored. Like either one, let me know what it is so then we can do it how we do it. Or two, just make sure I never find out. I'm on that stuff. I don't like to be surprised. I don't want to find out or the girl be disrespectful and now she's calling up the house and stuff. Like she should know her role. And that's, again, I'm of two sides. I prefer not it, but if we reach the mountaintop and it's just like we've been together for 10 15 years, then do you, as long as it's fair. I'll be like, you do you and I'm gonna do me and there's gonna be no questions. So that's how I feel about it. But if you're gonna do it, then just do it. I don't think there's a respectful to do it, but that surprise stuff, and that's how people get cut. That's why guys start thinking that women go crazy. It's like because you driving us crazy. Like nobody wants that. So you're thinking that you're in a loving relationship and all of a sudden some other chick has a baby and like you thought like you didn't have any inkling. Like that is how men get cut. Like for real. I'm just saying.
It's a fact.
I will say this. I have never, as far as I know, I haven't been cheated on. And in my mind, like I want to say, like I don't feel like I'm a cheater, but if a hall pass comes along,
well then you're not a cheater. It's a hall pass.
If a hall pass comes along and we've discussed this hall pass,
That's not cheating.
Like then I feel like right. I feel like it's probably not cheating. Like we discussed it. But as far as I know, I've never been cheated on. And that's just as far as I know. And I've only been in like 3 serious relationships. I'm not a monogamous relationship type person. So I usually have spurts. So I'll be like single for 5 years, single for 4 years, and then I'll get in a relationship. So my 3 relationships that I have had, as far as I know, no, I haven't been cheated on. Josh, my question is, do you cheat?
I don't cheat. No. I mean, I'll say this. I think there was a relationship where I emotionally cheated on someone, which I think is just as bad. I think when people say cheat, they think physically. They think, you go out and you fuck someone or something like that. I don't do that. But there was a time where I was in a relationship for a really long time, and I started falling for someone else and started hanging out with the other girl. And I think that's just as bad. So in that retrospect, then yes, I have, but not physically.
But is emotionally cheating really like?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it can be. I mean, when you are committed to someone and they think they have all of you, not just like the physical aspect, but also like your emotions and everything going in with it. And then, behind their back, you're giving that to somebody else, a part of you that they think they only have. That's cheating for sure. So I'll reframe my answer and say, yes, I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been cheated on?
Not that I know of.
Because
Maybe.
I feel like it's deeper for guys when they get cheated on than when they do the cheating.
Yeah, I've never been, not to my knowledge, not that I know of. I mean, maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I don't know.
Women are better cheaters, so
that and men are more dramatic.
If the guy ever finds out, she wanted you to find out. Like she was done over you 6 months ago, and now she really just doesn't care. So the likelihood of you finding out, slim to none.
Wow, so you give me something about TK. Thank you.
Sorry, Josh.
Facts.
Sorry.
I mean, I definitely believe that. I feel like we just do sneaky stuff better. Period. I think we do a lot of things better. So
women are just smarter.
We are. So Kiki, have you ever been cheated on?
I don't know if I could even answer this question because I've never been in a relationship before. So I mean, the only 2 I've been in were like fucking 8th and 9th grade, so that shit's not real. I've been in situationships and I've gotten my feelings hurt when I was messing with guys because they would end up like I've been in like situationships that lasted for like 2-3 years. It was fucking crazy. And then I would find out that like it felt like cheating, though we didn't have a title and we weren't in a relationship. To me, it was still cheating because they were trying their hardest to hide something. And then I would find out that they were talking to somebody else and we went through all the relationship bullshits where it was like the fighting and all that. So I guess in that aspect I have, but I've never been in a serious relationship before to say that I've been quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes, cheated on, but I've definitely had my feelings hurt where guys, we were in situationships and they have talked to other girls behind my back. So it wasn't even like, hey, this is what I'm doing. It was definitely a behind my back situation. And then for me, if I ever cheated on anyone, again, I've never been in a serious situation with someone, a relationship, but I have also been in situations where I have talked to other guys behind someone else's back. So yes, I mean,
okay. So this is my next question: is cheating a deal breaker for you? Like in a relationship or a marriage, or like, is it a non-negotiable in a marriage and is it a deal breaker in a relationship?
Again,
I want to say for me, like as TK said, like I just feel like as we get older, it's all about the respect and the disrespect. Though I don't want you to ever cheat and I don't want to cheat, but it becomes like when you just become disrespectful and you have someone texting someone or in their DMs, or then you're having unprotected sex and then you're bringing stuff to your partner, or then there's a baby. To me, that's just like, for me, you got to go, because yeah, I can forgive you, but I just feel like I'm letting you do it again. That's me personally. But then again, and I know it's different for people who have been in relationships for 10 plus years, 20 plus years. And I know that's different. And maybe people want to speak about it and communicate in their relationships. But to me, if I'm talking to my partner, I can't respect you once I found out that you disrespected me. So now I look at you like you're a clown because you had some girl text me and DM me. Now it's like, bruh, now I got to run you over or something. Because now it's like you don't have the respect for me. But I don't know.
Right.
It's one of those things where if I'm with someone for like 40 years, it's maybe one of the things where we talk about it and it's like, bro, if you do this again, then I may have to fuck you up. I don't know. But it's a disrespect for me.
It's a disrespect because if he has another girl, right? There's the girl who knows that she's a side piece and she knows her role. And then there's the girl who, like, he's making her feel like she's the next one up. And like, then that's when it gets like, okay, so this girl feels like she's the next one up. Like, what are you telling her? And if that's the case, then, you know, you've already kind of moved on. So then let's just move on. But then you have some guys who, or some people, I'm not going to put it on the guys. You have some people who've been in a relationship for a long time and they just want a different flavor. And that different flavor, it might be, what did Jada call it?
Entanglement.
It might be an entanglement for a hot minute.
Well, we need to untangle out this relationship and be two single people fucking. We don't need to be together. Because I feel like at that point, we're just like, I feel like when people, I don't want to voice this wrong. Like, I feel like when you keep doing it, like, I understand if it happens once. So the person says, quote unquote. When you keep doing it, it's like, what's the point of us just being in a relationship? It's like, I'm just here because you're bored and you just want to come home just to be like, oh, I have a girlfriend. I have a boyfriend. Just be single and just fuck who you want to fuck. That's just my personal.
I feel like Josh can talk about this too. Like, why do guys do that? Why is it that you feel like you can fuck other people, but you want to still be in a relationship?
Because sometimes fucking the other person has no emotional attachment to it. Like, you might go home to someone who you actually love and care about, but the person you fucking on the side will mean nothing to you. Guys can do that. I mean, some guys just don't want to. Some guys don't want to.
But why fuck somebody else if you're, you know, even if there is no emotional attachment? What is it that makes y'all want to? I will say I read a book and this is what the dude said. He said it has to do with conquest. Like for men, it's like a conquest. And when you do that conquest, when you conquer that conquest, then it's like, whatever. Is that true? Like, Josh, I feel like this is...
Some guys, yeah, but a lot, I'll be honest with you, guys cheat just because they can. Like, that's, it really is as reductive as that. It's just because they can. Like, some girl will hit him on the side, or they notice that a girl's cute, and they'll hit them up, and they realize that they can do it. So they just do it.
And or if they have time.
Yeah, it really is just as simple as that. It really is just a guy could be 100% in love with you, not all like and try to be committed to you, and still have a side piece that he just fucks just because he can.
That is so weird to me.
I know we're different features for sure.
It's kind of like, I feel like it's like, because I've been off meat like completely, and I'm really craving chicken wings, but I feel like it's like chicken wings, right? So you have like the two flavors that you really like lemon pepper, garlic parmesan, that you get all the time. And then one day you might get the mango chutney, and you're like, all right, that's cool. Like, I had it. And then you go back to your lemon pepper.
And the mango can fucking have each other, bro. Like, you know why? I think because I'm a single woman, and I feel like a lot of men in relationships and married men put more work in than single men. I've got approached. I have DMs from men in relationships, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And these are married men, engaged men, fathers, like men in full committed relationships shooting their shots. And that blows my mind as a single woman, because I'm like, damn, can you imagine being the other woman? And I get that, like, trust me, no one's perfect. But I do feel like at a point, like, if you, like, I understand when people slip up once, but when you keep doing it, bruh, just be single. If you can't control yourself and just jerk off or be smart about it, like I just feel like you just need to be single. Because how do people have time?
They're also testing you too. I mean, again, it's not saying that it's good or bad, but they're also testing you too. Like for all the married men who approach all three of us, because I think we've all mentioned it on different occasions, right? They approach all three of us. That means they were successful at one point because they're still approaching.
Yeah, most men are successful, but they're the ones in the relationship and they need to keep their dicks in their pants.
I mean, I feel like for men to be slanging their dicks all around, they need to get a little bit better at sex because they ain't out here giving orgasms. So if you're going
also a fact.
So if you're going to be like constantly doing it, like, can we get better at it? That's just my opinion.
No, because you're fucking lazy, bro.
I'll pass the word along. I'll let them know. All right, I'll let them know.
Yeah,
Josh, let them know.
Because they're not. I mean, I just feel like when it comes to cheating, honestly, and me and my best friend was talking about it. I just feel like I don't know when I think about it. I don't know if it's. I don't think I get mad about the part of cheating. I think it's more of the dishonesty. Like, I'm a very honest person. And I know a lot of women just be like, oh, just be honest. But you have to understand that you need to be emotionally ready for honesty. Because honesty ain't always what you want to hear. And so if you ask for that, I feel like that's what it should be. And if you are not ready for that, then yes, you should take the Megan James route and say, don't tell me, don't put it in my face, and don't let me see it. But if you are because I already have trust issues. So if you're dishonest with me, that's the biggest thing. To me, I don't even think it has anything to do with the cheating. I think it's just now I can't trust you. And you made a safe space for me to be able to trust you if we're together. And so if we created that, then I need you to be honest. Now, yes, I'm with you, Kiki. There comes a point that if you just always honest and you're always telling me that you're cheating or you're doing it with somebody or whatever.
I say they always tell.
Then, yeah, then there needs to be a reassessment because I know that
like if you're always finding out, because most men are not honest about their cheating. Like most of the time, it's women finding out because there's another woman saying, "Hey, girl," from woman to woman. It's always that. It's never really the man saying, "Hey, this is my 10th time cheating on you." No.
Well, I don't think it'll come in that honest. I don't think it'll come that honest. Like, oh, this is my 10th time cheating on you. But there have been people that I've known that have been like, you know, yeah, I told her that I cheated on her, or I did admit that I cheated, not to all the times, but you know, there is, and it's just like you broke our safe space, and now I can't like trust you if you didn't want to have this conversation with me at first.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I feel like I quote unquote say open relationship, because we should be open enough to talk about anything. I am the type of person who I will admit I appreciate all beauty. If you look at a girl and you're like, she fine, she is, and I look at her, I'm gonna be like, yeah, she is fine, she's cute. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Like I think like if you're not the jealous type and your partner finds someone else attractive, there's nothing wrong with that. Me, I just feel like we should just be single until we're both ready to be in committed relationships. That's just me. Like, I know I could never do an open relationship because then my mind's going to be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I just rather I stay single, you stay single until we're both ready to come together, like, and be committed to each other.
I mean, I get that. I mean, I get that too. Well, TK, aren't you in an open relationship right now?
Well, yeah, and I have been one with the writer too. So there was a guy that, you know, like I said, I think I said another. He still sends me flowers on our fake anniversary, and I was not the main girl in that open relationship, but I respected. Like we got our first date, we closed the restaurant. Like I was like, and then he invited me over, and then he kind of let me know, like, oh, this is the situation, and I'm giving you the option versus, you know, because he could have courted me. And I would have never found out. One, because he was like just, you know, there was too many gifts, so I was like, I'll take all the gifts, and I would never. But now I really respect that. He let me know, because then I could put my boundaries up. And then with my current relationship now, it's just kind of like we're dating, but we also agreed that we'll date other people. And it's not like I don't have time to date other people like that, but it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, if he went on a date and we're talking, he's like, yeah, I went on this date, and we could talk about the date. And we agreed that there's not going to be anybody else physically, but it's just like, we're both in this period of time that we're building, but we're also, it's kind of, it's not complicated, but we've had a very, we talked about all possibilities, all options. And we also have a deadline on it too, because like, yes, I don't mind it at this point, because I just don't have the capacity right now to give somebody all my time. I you know, I tried it, and it's just like, I just don't. And then I feel bad. So it's like, we have a timeline on it. And then if we want to continue and be in a monogamous relationship leading up to something, then that's what it's going to be. But so I think the communication comes, that's the first thing, but also too, as I'm not so sure about men, but I think women, we notice certain things. So it's like, I've been dating to like some guys in the past where it's just like, we're talking every day. And then one day, we're not talking every day. We're talking every other day. It's just like, we're all human. We're all humans. We all do the same typical things on a regular basis. So for me, if you're not doing that, then something is wrong. And if I'm asking you, like, everything's okay, and you're telling me, that's how women go crazy, because like, I'm not crazy. I know, I'm seeing the patterns are changing.
Right.
So let me know what the deal is. Like, you're not happy, you're this, you're that, somebody's turned on. Like, let me know what the deal is. And then one, we can both solve it, or two,
exactly,
like, nah, I got it. You know, I'm dealing with it, you know, and then it goes back. But that's that for most women that I've known who've been cheated on, it's because guys change up their patterns from something that they've been doing for months or years on end. Exactly. He always comes home at 5 o'clock and kisses you on the cheek. One day he stops kissing you on the cheek, and that lasts for 6 months. Come on, bro.
And women notice that. And that's how I am. I rather, like, if I'm dating you, not so much relationship wise, because I know if I'm dating a guy, they're going to be dating other people, and I'm going to be dating other people. I'd rather you just be honest, because like you said, TK, I am going to notice the transition. I'm going to notice the switch up, where if you've been texting good morning, good night every day, and then it kind of goes dry and you're like, something's wrong, they're talking to someone else. I'd rather you just come and be like, yo, at this moment, I'm going to fall back a little bit, or I'm talking to other people, because then instead of you sitting and losing your mind and thinking that you did something wrong, you could be like, cool, I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah. That's the part.
I want to chime in there just a little bit, just one thing, because sometimes when guys stop texting you good morning or stop doing those little things, it's not because they're doing something on the side. It's just because they got comfortable. A lot of times, and I'm like this, like I noticed myself, like when I'm first in a relationship or I'm talking to someone new who I'm really excited about, I send good morning tests and they're real and I really mean them. And then maybe after like 6 months, if we're dating and whatnot, they may not come as often, not because I don't appreciate the woman or I'm not happy to talk to them, but just because I'm comfortable and it's like, all right, I'll talk to her later. So sometimes it's not always that there's someone else on the side.
Well, what if not like the good morning text, but like everything switches, like even the whole conversation where
that's
you're
different.
talking to someone every day and then like, yeah, you don't hear from them and you're like, okay.
Or right. Like if a guy's talking to you every day and then one day he don't talk to you, something's wrong for sure.
Yeah. And then the vibe switches.
I feel like
even the messages are dry.
I feel like guys switch up in the dumbest ways though. So like dumb. Sorry, it's Josh. Like we'll live together and every day you'll come home and sit down on the couch, but then one day you come home and you take a shower first before you come and sit down on the couch. I'm going to notice that because
so something like that, right? So sometimes like guys, like maybe they do that every day. They come and sit on the couch and then after a while it's like, man, I just really want to take a shower. Like I've been wanting to take a shower. No, dead ass. I'm being honest with you because sometimes guys want to do other things when they get home. They don't always want to sit down on the couch with you. They know that's what you want to do, so they do it. But then it gets to a point. It's like I want to do what I want to do for once, and that's the day they go take a shower. It ain't nothing crazy like that. What escalates?
Josh. First off, Josh, do you know why Monique said the shower thing? Because you've never physically cheated on a woman. So do you know why Monique said the shower thing?
Why? Why did she say the shower thing?
Because if he had sex with another woman, he's gonna wash her scent off.
Got you. Okay, so
smell the scent.
See, my head didn't even go there. I wasn't.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I don't think you know.
My whole thing is sometimes routines might get broken like that just because they just get broken. Like sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's
I'm not saying it's like it's a solid routine, but it's a series of things. So like, okay, he might not text you good morning one day, but you know, it might be just one random day. But then it's like he doesn't text you good morning one day, and then you know you try to call him at the usual time you guys talk, you don't get. It's kind of a series of things. Like women watch. It's not like one. Oh, he doesn't send the text. Like everything's falling apart. It's a series. It's like you're if watching you were to for the patterns.
And he used to be excited, and now it's like one word answers, or he seems aggravated. You're like, okay, like something's
right.
Like it may not necessarily be cheating, but you know something is different. You know something is up. We're very observant of y'all's everyday patterns, and y'all tend to make everyday patterns. And so when those kind of skew a little bit, we'll let it go the first time because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he might, you know. The second time you're like, okay. The third time you like, we need to talk. What's going on? Like, yeah, you can kind of. What'd you say?
I said, but shout out to Josh. You better stand up for the men.
Yeah, you better stand up for the men.
I was just saying because there's been times where I've been accused of certain things where I wasn't doing shit.
But you want to know why I think that happens too? I just also feel like if people communicated more, because you're right, sometimes it's really just not cheating, and sometimes guys and women feel overwhelmed with work. Life is happening, and sometimes they don't want to deal with people. But the only thing people ask is for y'all to communicate. Because if you tell me, listen, right now I might have to fall back a little bit because there's a lot going on. I might not be talking to you a lot. I'll be like, cool, because then I won't be sitting here in my house like, did I do something wrong? And I could be thinking you're talking to 50 girls and really just fucking kicking your ass, or work is just a lot. I just think people just have to communicate more.
I definitely believe that guys need to communicate more because I do believe that, Josh, there's probably more men out there like you than we know. And the more we're like, oh, you're cheating, most of the time you're going to be like, she getting on my nerves, so I'm just going to go cheat. I'm going to do what you're saying.
That happens. And that happens for real.
Because you like, at this point, you just getting on my nerves. But I think it has to do a lot with, a lot with communication. Like if your routine changes up and you know you're like Kiki said, like if you need to fall back, then that's understandable. If you need to take a shower after you come home from work, I don't expect you to be like, yo, I'm taking a shower. I expect to say, okay, so what's up? You know, what's going on? Because most of the time we going to ask. Be honest. Just be honest.
Be honest.
And I feel like y'all won't get the repercussions as much as if you're not honest. You're getting the nagging of cheating because you don't say anything. And
that's why women cheat better.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we'll come up with fucking shit. We communicate, we come up with fucking stories. Men just that's why more men get caught. I'm not saying women don't cheat because we cheat. We're just a little bit better at it because we know how to cover our tracks. We still communicate with y'all asses. We make sure that y'all look good and we're living our lives.
Honestly, I feel like sometimes men are just lazy. Like, I just feel like they don't want to say, if they don't want to talk about it, they're just like, whatever. And so you're just kind of like, well, now you're letting me make up stories in my head, which I'm filling in the holes because I need to know like what's going on so I don't drive myself crazy. So now I'm filling in the holes. And when I'm filling in the holes, I'm gonna automatically think that you're cheating. So then I'm going to either, because you're not communicating, I'm gonna push you there, or we should have just had the communication.
Facts.
But I do commend you, Josh, for taking that for men.
I do my best.
That's how we love having Josh in these conversations, so he can be the voice for the men.
Yes, for the men out there who are actually not cheating, like
because every guy does not cheat.
Every guy doesn't cheat. I don't feel I feel like y'all can correct me. I feel like it could be a 50-50. I feel like there are a lot of men out there that don't cheat.
There are. I just think that a lot of them just don't communicate. So again, we're just making shit up in our heads. Like they got to be cheating because X, Y, and Z. I think what it is, I think there's more women on the planet than it is men. So when it seems like there's more men out there cheating, or you might get with a guy who probably cheated in one relationship and you come into another relationship, you may not be, but sometimes they look at your past relationships and they're like, damn, and some people do get insecure and they're like, damn, are they cheating on me? Because they cheated on X, Y, and Z. I'm telling you, it's a scary world out there.
Or what's happening is too many men who aren't ready to be in a relationship are out here shooting they shot and they end marriages and relationships. And that's what we're seeing more than we are the men who are actually being faithful. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see that as much because they're not in your DMs. They're not in your, you know what I'm saying?
They tired. They taking care of these kids. They working like they got
the messages I get from men in relationships. I'm like, how do you have the time? Because I know you're not just in mine. You got to be in like 500 other girls' DMs. How do you
money?
Find the time?
I think it has to do with money too. Josh, this is a question I feel like you would know. I think that, and this is what somebody had told me, a guy who has a little bit of money. Like, he basically told me that now that he has money, he feels like he can shoot his shot when before he didn't feel that way.
Like, of course.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I said before.
Yeah.
If we're both broke and we're in a relationship and you have you cheat on me and we're both broke, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, but if you have money, like, and we've been together for a while, I'll be like, I get it. Cause it's like, I was talking to one guy in LA where it's like, he has a job, he has a car, he has his own place. I was like, you must be getting hella, because a lot of these guys don't have half of that. You know, they might have their own place, but they take, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, if you have money, it's a lot easier, because what woman doesn't want to be taken out or whatever?
But see,
like
I hate when guys do that. I hate when men do that, because the same men who say that dog women out for wanting the men with the money, but the men get the money to show off for women, but then they dog women for being gold diggers. It's like a whole cycle. So that pisses me off sometimes, because it's like, here's my thing. I understand the whole married and relationship when you have money, because yes, some men who have money, they take care of home and they make sure X, Y, and Z is taken care of at home. Bills are paid. She's good. And then I can go out and do my thing. Do I recommend that? No, but I understand why women are more acceptable of that, because they're like, well, shit, he's taking care of home. He done paid the bills. I got my own money. So I really don't give a shit. So I feel that. I just hate when men say that, because then they dog the same women that they're looking for out and call them gold diggers. That's the only thing I hate.
That's very true. I do agree with that. So this brings me to this question. Have y'all ever had an affair? Because that's technically cheating. Have you ever had an affair, like, with a married man or somebody who's not single?
I had one unknowingly. Like, I found out after the fact. It was kind of like
after the fact.
Pretty much.
I'm like,
because every time somebody approaches me, the first thing that I do is I look at his fingers to see if he's married. But a lot of men don't really wear rings anymore.
They don't.
Yeah, like that's the first thing that I look for. And like we had a thing for like a couple months, and then it just fizzled out. And then I saw him. I was like, he's married with 2 children. Yeah, I mean, but I didn't. Social media. Yeah, I didn't know.
It was on social.
It was on social. It was like
that's
that's how they get you. And then also too, because of that, now I indirectly ask men for their social medias. Like, it's just kind of like after that situation, because I don't want to ever be in the scenario where now a woman's coming at me like, I didn't know he was your husband. But it's just like, I also did not go and deep dive. Like, we was feeling each other. Like, he took me on a dates. Like, he was courting me. So it wasn't like, oh, well, this is just so I found it after the fact. So after that, now I go and actually do a deep dive, because like I feel like you just don't know anymore, especially in LA. So, but now it's easier to find out, because there's always if he's not posting, his wife is posting, so you're gonna see something of them somewhere. So yeah, I did not know. But then now when I look back at certain things, I realized like, oh, okay. Like when we were done, like he was cleaning like extra clean. Like it's one thing in a shower, but then it's that extra, that the double triple clean.
That I gotta go home to my wife.
Yeah. I was like,
you'd be like,
okay,
damn, you scrubbing real hard.
Yeah.
You get real fresh. Oh, no,
yeah, like super fresh. Yeah, to go back to your bed at 10 o'clock, like
okay. Sir. Okay. No, mine's is like TK. Like it's always after the fact. Like I have, but it was like unwilling, like unknowing and like that. Like now when I do meet guys, I try to do a deep dive because men are sneaky on social media where they're like, oh, they're trying to be artistic. Like I'm just private. So like, and I look at what's tagged. I look to see like if there's a girlfriend. I look at your comments because I have been in situations where guys have approached me and I've dated guys, and later down the road I found out that they've had a girlfriend, and I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, bruh. So that's why I think for me, when it comes to the cheating thing, I just think of shit like that, like where I am approached by guys in relationships or where I have been dating guys, and then I find out because I've gotten a DM back in the day, like, oh hey, that's my boyfriend, and I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
Oh wow.
I had no idea.
I've been like UTK. I've been with a person who's been in an open relationship, but I've never that I know of. I've never had any type of situation with somebody who was not single or married. But I ain't gonna lie, I've walked a fine line on dating married men. And somebody was, they was like, you went out on a date. And I was like, it wasn't a date. We're just friends. But I would say, I don't sleep with them, but I do know that I do sometimes, depending on the guy, I will walk a fine line.
I understand that fully. I feel that.
And that's probably the problem too. Like some women just be like, well,
you gonna pay for the fucking something.
Right. I mean, what can you say when you have men who approach you that, and a lot of the times it has started out like I didn't know. Like I was just like, oh, I didn't know. And they'll be like, hey, you want to go and try this like restaurant? And I'll be like, yeah, like, let's do it. And then when I get on the Instagram, I'm like, you have 5 kids and a wife, and you just took me out to like this beautiful dinner. And
social media is what will do it. You find out everything. Like on holidays, that's when you'll find out the big secrets. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. You're like, what the fuck?
Facts. That's facts.
You're like,
if your man's not around on Valentine's Day, Christmas, those type of holidays, something's up. That's facts.
And then they pop up in Nike pajamas, the day before. You're like, sir.
Josh, why
do we should celebrate Valentine's Day on the 11th this year just because I have work on the 14th.
Right.
Make sure
why do men feel okay with posting like their families and still like stepping out? I feel like so many.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I can't give the answer to that. That's weird to me as well. I don't get that.
But very boldly will post matching pajamas on Christmas while they've been out here cheating, and their spouses, their partners that they've been cheating with have no idea. And then they're scrolling and they're like, this man has been in a relationship. And that's why there's shows like Snapped and Killer Women and Deadly Women that exist. It's the lying.
But also sometimes too, guys, for all the things that we say that, guys don't notice stuff, some guys pick the right people. Like I remember this one guy, he's married and he's been hitting me up for years, like trying. I was like, why do you keep, because he's like, I know you won't, you're the perfect candidate because you won't say anything. You're not that chick that's gonna, you're not that chick that's gonna go to the wife. You're not the chick that's gonna show up at my house. You're not that chick that's trying to get pregnant by a married man, because I am trying to get pregnant, but you're not trying to get pregnant by a man. Like, he's like, you're not that chick, so you're the perfect candidate.
Someone said that to me, and I said to them, but you know what? Someone's gonna you're gonna meet the right person who's gonna fucking snap one day. So yeah, they might be all hunky-dory, but shit, she might be fucking 45 and might want to keep that goddamn baby. Men are truly like, I want men to just understand and like stop being so dumb sometimes. Because like a few men have said that to me, and I'm like, yeah, what if one day I have postpartum and I fucking snap, and now I'm off my meds, and you don't know that I've been taking meds or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you catch me on a bad day where my job fired me, and now I am gonna pull up to your wife's house. You don't know who will snap and who will fucking come for you.
I told one of the guys who's been trying to get with me, he's married, he's been trying to get with me for the longest. And I'll let him take me out. And, you know, when he comes to LA, I let him take me out. He always hits me up. I walk a fine line with him. I really do. And I just straight out told him this time, because he's been trying to offer me the world. What do you want? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? Give me, like, I was like, you can't afford. Like, I even came to the point where I was like, you can't afford me. He was like, give me a number. And I was like, stop.
Listen, again, there's more women on this earth than there is men, so I understand.
And so, like, when I told him, he was like, but why won't you? I try to use the God excuse. Like, okay, well, if you don't, I was like, I try to use the God excuse. I was like, listen, God is not going to give me my husband if I'm sleeping with somebody else's husband. Like, I just couldn't do it. You know? Didn't listen. Still offered me vacays, travel, everything. So I just told him, I said, listen, you got your thing going on. I will blow up your whole entire life if you piss me off one time, because I know that I'm doing something wrong and my conscience is already feeling guilty. So the moment you don't pick up my phone call in an hour and I'm going through my head and I'm just upset at this point, I'm calling your. I'm a journalist. I'm a basically FBI agent. I already have your wife's phone number. I know y'all's address. I know, like,
you might catch somebody on the wrong day. Yeah, we're cool. Because again, I've had people say that to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool as shit. I probably wouldn't, because I'm not invested in being in a relationship with you. So yeah, I wouldn't be reaching out to your wife. But you might catch somebody on the wrong day, and they might tell on you, because they might be in their feelings when they see you on Valentine's Day, and then they might be like, I ain't getting no fucking chocolate hearts.
Right, or on Christmas when you're matching pajamas with your whole entire family, giving out Gucci and Rolexes and stuff, and you like, I didn't get a gift.
And now I'm telling on you, because now I'm mad. My job just fired me, and I don't got no unemployment. I'm fucking telling on you.
And I ain't got no unemployment. Yeah, you better pay
you might catch somebody on the wrong day. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's, I told him, he was just like, that's the realest answer I've ever heard. And I was just like, well, I'm letting you know, like, as a person, I think you're, I think you're cool. I don't like what you're doing, like, at this point, but I think that you're a cool person. And I just don't want to, I know me. And I don't want to ruin your life. But even yesterday, like, I was at my friend's birthday, and this guy, he had on his ring, his wife was there and everything, and he was flirting. Like, even the girl, and I try to think like, okay, he, you feel kind of safe because you're like, oh, he his wife, he's got a ring. You feel okay with talking like, oh, hey, Now I can't even do that, because even somebody leaned over and was like, yo, he's really flirting with you. With his wife right there. And I was like,
yo, I had a situation that scared me where I was at an event. It was NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yes.
And there was a basketball player with his wife standing right there. And he was hitting on me with his wife standing right there. And that kind of blew my mind, because she didn't even look up. She didn't flinch. So to me, it was one of those where she knew what was up. I come to the events with you. You can flirt with these little girls all you want. I'm situated. We have money, but I was so confused because I was
she wanted you to be the unicorn.
Hey, the money was right. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, no, you ain't.
I'm kidding. No, but I was blown away, because I was like, is this, because we were like in an elevator situation, and I'll never forget, they get on the elevator and I'm like, oh my God, this is like one of my favorite basketball players. This is kind of dope. And I'm like, oh, his wife is so pretty, like black love. I'm like, yes. He like turns around and looks at me and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, huh? Like, and I get awkward. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And he's talking to me, and she was on her phone like, And I'm like, oh, she's okay with this?
They might have been in an open relationship.
And that's something that we don't know because, it's probably their thing. But it blew my mind because I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? So, and I know that happens more than once and it happens very often. It was just to see this couple kind of just be like, and her be like, all right, they got off the elevator. And she got off first to kind of let him finish talking to me. And I was like, wow. I know that's right, girl. Your husband got the money, so you don't care.
I would have at least got a date or something. Like, okay, what's your
situation? It's a famous married basketball player man. No.
Oh, I know people who date them all the time. I know.
Yes, but for me, at that moment, I just was like, I felt good. It made my ego feel good. I felt really fucking pretty at that moment. I was like, thanks. It's like one of my favorite players. But I'm like, I'm not, because one, I know I'm not the only girl that you're talking to in this party. Two, I love black love. 3, I always think about Mark Karma too, because it's like, yeah, I could fuck with him, but what's like,
I mean, I think I kind of agree with Mo. You should have did some deep digging and find out, what he truly wanted. He might have just wanted to help you with your career. He might have wanted to just send you a DoorDash.
You know exactly what he wanted.
Exactly. It's NBA All-Star Weekend. He wasn't looking.
Josh, you should be speaking for the men and not all men are dogs.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh.
Right now, I'm telling you what a man wants. If a man's gonna look at you, if he turns and looks like that in the elevator, like, yo, what's good? Come on. He didn't turn to her and say, "Hey, what do you do for a living? Let me see if I can help you out."
Josh, thank you for keeping it real because this is NBA All-Star Weekend. This is a famous basketball player. This is a guy who probably does this to every girl he meets. He was looking for a head and to fuck that moment, and I wasn't giving it to him. But he made me feel really good about myself.
But this is the thing. I agree with TK because all men approach you because they want to fuck. Period. But if you can turn that situation into something different, you can walk a fine line. And the way she was reacting, hold on. The way she was reacting, they could have been in an open relationship.
That could have been, but here's my thing. But this is my thing. Let me finish this. Hold on. This is my point. Hold on. Let me finish.
Because I personally know.
She's like,
let me get this point up. Though they are probably in an open relationship, she still looked uncomfortable. And the only reason she's okay with it because they have kids and he got money. Most of the time when women are with these men and they have threesomes and open relationships, it's not because they want to do it. They want to keep their fucking stupid ass husbands happy. And that's a fact. And then 10 years later, they end up divorcing. And then the woman will be like, I actually wasn't happy. Though she didn't say nothing, but she looked uncomfortable. And I was like, I'm not going to disrespect this woman. And I know he probably does it to her a lot, but it's fucked up. That's how I looked at it. And then she got off first because he kind of gave her that look like, you know what to do. And that's why I was like, fuck this nigga. Like, this is NBA All-Star Weekend. Like, I know what he's doing. And to have your wife with you at these events, yeah, her head was down, but she didn't look comfortable. And that's something that I didn't want to play into, where I was just like, he's cute. Great game.
Or maybe he just wanted somebody to talk to, Kiki. Like, he looked scrumptious. He just wanted to talk to you.
No, my titties were out. He wanted to
never find out.
I don't know. If you want to fuck, I'm not going to lie. I guess I'm cold-hearted because I'm going to use that to my advantage. I don't necessarily need to fuck you, but if we were to go out to dinner or whatever, like I personally I'm now curious about your situation.
I'm just curious. You're married.
Yeah, my curiosity gets the best of me sometimes.
Yeah, my curiosity gets the best of me.
You're a married famous basketball player who's never leaving your life. He's going to be one of the thousands of women.
He's a man.
Nobody ever
asked me. Take off the famous basketball player part. He's a human being.
Girl,
but the fact that he had the audacity in front of his wife to ask Kiki what was
that was disrespectful. We just talked about the respect before this topic. We just talked about our boyfriends disrespecting us and cheating.
No, y'all said respect. I said honesty.
He was disrespectful, fam. That shit, like Josh said, the audacity at the huge event, and this is a famous event where everyone's at, and to do that to me, and I just was like, okay, I think that's why I lost respect. It would have been a different scenario if we were someplace else at a bar and you came up to me and you shot your shot. To do that weird shit in the elevator with your wife standing there, I lost respect for you because it was like, damn.
He was talking his wife.
That's whack, bro.
He was talking his wife right there in front of her. It was weird.
To me, that was corny. It's different if I meet you someplace else. Now, and we had a bar,
or it could have been a unicorn.
But to do that in front of your wife and the elevator man was there, it was so fucking awkward. I'm like, Bitch, if that elevator man had a camera, our asses would be on TMZ right now. I'm like, what is he doing? This is why I say men are stupid. Like, if you, like, come on. There's so many different scenarios he could have did it at. Like, we were in a huge mansion. We could have found me someplace on the side. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Too much work. Okay, let's be all the way honest. Let's be all the way honest before we get off here. That's too much work. He is a famous basketball player. He probably has multiple women, which is fine. Okay, you do you. Understandable, because this is how society is. We just got to be honest. So if you took this moment to disrespect your wife, even in that moment, I would even be petty enough to be like, oh, okay, you disrespected your wife. Let's see how much we can get out of you, because you're just a disrespectful.
That's too much work.
Anyway.
I'm gonna get off and go to the next floor. I feel flattered. Thanks for looking at my shit.
At all.
Like,
I know girls who have done that, and they don't sleep with them, and they got houses, they got cars, they got all types of stuff.
And that's great for them. But like, it was a 2-second elevator moment. All I'm saying was I was hit on by a basketball player in front of his wife. We were literally on an elevator going up. It wasn't something where it was like, sign these NDAs and now I'm going to take you. No, it was a disrespectful moment when I seen a married man hit on someone in front of his wife and I know why she was okay with it, because of his situation. It wasn't like they were two regular folks and she would cuss him out. It was like, I'm married to this dude and let me rethink my situation and let me walk up this elevator.
Right.
And for me, I lost all respect for him in that instant, because I was like, okay, that's weird. You fine and you made me feel good. Thank you. You really cute, but shout out to Black Love.
Right. I don't know. I just guess, different strokes for different
folks. But Josh, I'm happy you agreed with me, because Josh, you work in basketball and you work in sports, and you know how most of these men give it up.
Yeah,
most of them, allegedly.
All of them. You know how they all give it up.
I mean, yeah, I would say I have to agree with TK, because I've been around a lot of them, and it's
beautiful gowns.
It is allegedly.
Yep,
and we can't put that on all. We can't like I agree with you what you say, what you're saying, but we also, because we have the mics, we can't put that on everybody, because we don't know how everybody
say his name.
You can put it on the guy in the elevator, who the hell he is. We can put it on him.
You said NBA players, and
I didn't say NBA. I said, Josh, you work in sports, and you know how most people in sports give it up. This is the thing, because even when, as regular folks and women get cheated on, the first thing people say is, oh, they know who they married, they know who they're with, and people say that because allegedly majority of men in sports cheat. We all said it before.
Yeah, let's keep the.
I didn't put it on all NBA players. I'm putting it on the one person who disrespected his wife in the elevator. I don't know every single person in sports. I'm just saying the way most of them give it up, and the way most of the stories come out, that's how most of them give it up.
Not everybody is Tristan Thomas.
Right.
I didn't say they were.
That is very true.
Everybody is. He's a very special case.
No, people do what you allow, and he's a whore, and he was allowed to whore, and he's a very disrespectful person. So,
and that's the thing, like, she has her own thing and she lets him continue to cheat. So I just feel like it all.
I don't know if she lets him. I think it's one of those things where it's like
she has to. She continues to take him back for no reason.
But there's a lot of women.
There are a lot of women who hope. It's like, I'm taking you back, and I hope that you'll be faithful this time. And
again. And the fact that I have to defend her, I think she, like TK said, it's a hope where you're like, we've been through therapy. He'll write the cute caption, and I hope he'll do it. And then he does it. And
love makes people do stupid things.
No, that's not a hope. Yeah. That's an insecurity. You are insecure for a certain reason. That's not hope. You're masking it as hope, but that's not hope. Like,
yeah, but she's not like letting him cheat on her. She's not like, yeah, go ahead. It's Tristan, can you please stop doing that and embarrassing me? That'd be nice. And he's like, sure. And then next week he's like, in the news,
I have a baby.
Doing it again.
But that's I feel like that's letting somebody do a certain thing to you because they've done it before.
People do what you allow, and he is walking all over her.
So you're letting him do that.
I don't know. The word letting, I think, is like different when, like I say, I think it's just her just taking him back over and over, and that's feeding her insecurity about dating. But I don't think she like lets him do it. I also think the way you get a man is the way you lose a man. So,
hey, Well, we all know,
okay.
you know. But that wraps up our
Allegedly.
cheating episode, and I feel like it was good. Let us know. We will put it up. Kiki will post it, but let us know how you feel about cheating. What's your thoughts about cheating? And have you ever cheated or been cheated on? And so that wraps up our episode. Ladies, let them know where they can find you.
If you're single, you can slide in my DMs at Kiki Boom Boom. If you're in a relationship, stay the fuck away from my DMs. I'm tired of y'all. Please. I love everybody.
Right.
You can find me on all social at Kiki Boom Boom.
There it is. My DMs are closed. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad.
I plead the fifth, but you can find me everywhere at Hey Mo Love. Also, make sure that you follow us everywhere at Queens Uncut on all platforms. And if you don't want to go to social media, you can always go to our website at www.blackqueensuncut.com. And we also have our YouTube channel, Black Queens Uncut. So make sure you can get on, Google us, and find us everywhere. And thank you for keeping up with us. Make sure you listen to episodes every Wednesday as they're dropping. We're in season 4. And catch up on the last episodes. Anything you missed, trust. Go catch up. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Go ahead and do it. We love you, Queendom family. Thank you for tuning in to our cheating episode. Bye.
Bye.